Hi everyone, I'm going to talk about how to get students to demonstrate their math using Screencastify and virtual manipulatives. If you really want DDSB teachers, you can also teach your students to use the Video Screen Record, which acts very similar. They'll just be able to edit their video. So to start, I'm going to start right from the beginning in terms of being a student and looking at my assignment to completing the assignment to turning it in. Here I am a teacher in this classroom, but I see the first assignment. And today we're dealing with the grade 2 expectation of creating patterns. So you can see I have two pieces in my assignment here. First, I've given instructions that they're going to upload that Screencastify video. Second, I have the instructions themselves, and I also have a link to the virtual manipulative we're going to use today. So let's go to my assignment first. We're going to open up the slide, and this is what the student will see. The expectation we're looking at is creating a 2-attribute repeating pattern. So I've asked students to create a pattern. Using pattern blocks, create a repeating pattern that has 2 different attributes. You're going to notice that I have created some pattern blocks just in my slide for a visual. And click here for blocks. If you notice, if I click, I'm going to get the drop down to go right to those pattern blocks. I've also put it into the presenter notes, something to consider as a teacher. And then I have over here the instructions of using Screencastify. However, in the assignment, I've also put a link. So it doesn't really matter. You can either embed it right in your slide or your document, or you can also add the link in your assignment itself. So I'm going to keep my assignment open. I'm really looking at my tabs here, and I'm going to go to the manipulative. We are using the Math Learning Center pattern shapes. I really like these because they are not flash-based, meaning students can just access them by opening the web app here. There's also a free app for students who are using tablets, mobile devices, or iOS, iPad devices. So if I open the web app, I have the interactive tool that the Math Learning Center has provided. So you can see there's some irregular pattern blocks here, but we have the ones that we usually see in a bucket of pattern blocks. I do have some color features, some other little features here like drawing or writing my thinking, which is going to be helpful here for the student. So right now, the student needs to think of their pattern. So I would encourage your students to play around with the math tool first, literally give them a chance to go and play in that math virtual manipulative. So give them a chance to get in here and try. So if I drag, I have it in my space, I see a rotate. So I might want to have my students even just give them, one of the lessons might be just the link and have them just explore. And I notice that tools at the bottom highlight or become visible. So I can change the color, and it's changing the color of the one that I'm clicked on, and it's shrinking it, it's copying it. So really great ways for students who need to create that pattern without having to copy paste a lot. So I need 2 attributes in my pattern here, and it's repeating. I'm going to do a really simple one. You might encourage your students to get a little more creative. So I'm going to shrink that one, and I'll use that copy because that's really helpful. So now I need my students to explain their thinking. Depending on the student, they might want to use this pen tool to either draw their core. They're probably not going to want to type, but they might want to identify their core. They might want to identify for themselves what they want to do. But we are asking them to create a Screencastify, which picks up their voice recording. So when they have a pattern, they can decide, once they get a feel for it, they're going to turn on Screencastify. When they are logged on under their DDSB credentials, they're going to see the Screencastify with the arrow and what looks like a video camera there. So when they click it, they're going to get a few options in order to record. So they have desktop, their microphone, it's working. They can embed the webcam, which means they're going to see their face down at the bottom while they record. You can give them that option. Whenever they're ready, they hit record. They're going to choose their entire screen. It might be easier for them. They can choose just the application window as well. I'm going to do entire screen and then they're going to click on it and then hit share, and it's going to count them down. And now they can go ahead and sort of manipulate their pattern blocks and talk about their thinking. So my repeating pattern is trapezoid, hexagon, and I'm going to shrink it, and hexagon. And the two attributes that I am using here are the two different pattern blocks. So I have two different shapes, but I also have two different colors. So they can explain their thinking here. They can add to their pattern. They can start over and redesign a new one, whatever it is that you want them to do with their recording. So when they're done, they're going to hit that sharing, or they can click on that Screencastify. So I'll just do the stop sharing my Screencastify video, and you're going to notice it starts saving it, and the Screencastify window will pop up. Now it's going to replay me my video right away, so I can put my name here for the teachers, easy access. So it's letting me preview it. There's a little bit of trimming I can do, but we don't have to get bogged down with that for your students right now. And then when you're ready, they're just going to click this copy shareable link. So it's copied. And now when they go to turn in their assignment, so I'm going to go to view assignment, instructions. Under the student's view, they're going to have that really fantastic little add button that they can just upload that video to. So if I open a Google Classroom where I am a student, let's just do that for a second. And I go to class work, and I'm going to view the assignment as a student. You're going to see that they have this add or create button here, and they have the link option. So they can just copy paste that link that we saw there in the Screencastify. So we copied this shareable link, and now we're back here and add link. And then you're going to notice it comes up with my work. So now all I have to do, so there's my video. Now all I have to do is hit that turn in, and now my video has turned, my Screencastify, my screen recording has turned in with my math assignment there. So a really useful tool in order to get your students recording their thinking and playing with some math virtual tools and thinking about what they're doing here. So there's my pattern shape link. There's the task itself. And that is a way that you might want to have students use Screencastify, for example, to screen record their thinking. And then you can watch and give feedback to that as a teacher by giving them written feedback, or maybe you want to do a quick Screencastify video back to them through private comments. So you really want them playing with those math tools and having fun with it and sharing what they're thinking and they're experimenting. Have a great time.